Hello, everybody, and welcome to the inventory. I'm your host, Detective Johan, also known as Rinka Best Girl, and with me today I have my usual co-host, SPNati. Why don't you say hi?
Who?
You.
Who?
Who? And
I've never heard of this guy, I'm sorry.
With me today I've got two guests. They've both been on before. Why don't you two say hi?
Hello.
Hello.
Well, that makes it
You
very
should
clear who they
introduce
are.
yourself.
No,
So, people
everyone
can
should
know who
know.
you are.
Well, okay.
So,
I'll go. I'm
Just
SNSJ.
exuding
from Nessie.
confidence.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, SNSJs or Nessie or whatever you want to call me. I made Corin, female Corin, and I did the art for Pira, who fell off the testing tables, but whatever. That's what I did.
I am Pivotal Cog. I'm a lab and subret moderator, and I make characters like Pit and Palutena and Mahiru.
And Mia.
Yes, her too.
Forgot about her.
Everyone forgets her.
Did you just not want to mention her? Is she
We
your
only
old
have so
page?
much time here.
You can't list it all.
no. We didn't get too many questions. We've got plenty of time. As long as
Okay,
it's about SPNati, I'm sure
Oh,
it's
thank
fine.
God. So,
Maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll get to bed early.
spend as little time with you three as possible. I'm glad.
Anyway, not a lot has happened since last time. We do have to talk about a lot, I guess. Eh? Get it?
happen.
Just have to stretch every topic thin.
No, because Lot joined the main game.
I'm pretty sure we got chewed out for saying her name wrong last time. And I know you have a history of saying names wrong in general.
Of course I do. That's how it is.
I haven't seen Little Witch Academia. I have no idea how to say her name.
I think it's pronounced Lotte.
That's like latte or something. It's been a
Lotto?
while since I watched it.
I don't know. It's Lotte in Dutch. Maybe we should call her that.
Did she win the lottery?
Oh my god.
I don't know. I mean,
Anyway.
She made it in the game. So,
I think you can pronounce it the Dutch way. I mean, that's pretty close to Finland.
Anyway, she's
It's like
cute.
the same country.
She's cute
Yeah,
and
totally.
good.
She's cute and good. Yeah, agreed.
She's cute. Although you might have noticed I'm more into the assertive types, so she's not really for me.
Yeah, but she's a cute redhead with freckles, so that's we're batting two of my big three.
Oh no, her art's really good and everything,
Yeah.
and her dialogue. Like nothing's bad about her.
I'm a huge coward, so I like the shy type. That's fine.
Although it is hilarious that she kind of came out of nowhere when we've been waiting. When Akko was supposed to come out in like July, and has been hyped
Her
up for months.
lines have been done for months.
Akko, please. I need
In chemistry, there's this thing called the rate determining step, and I think that's Yuri.
According to Yuri, we're going to have Hanako by December 2nd. And Akko will be her next thing after
The
that.
start of Hanukkah.
Anyway.
I don't think
What you
that's a
gotta
joke.
say
I think
about-
she specifically picked that date just for the joke.
Oh, I don't know anything about
Yeah,
Hanako.
she said that actually. Yeah.
Do you doubt that about from Yuri for a second?
No.
I don't know anything about Hanukkah, so...
I mean, same.
Although she did
when I saw it, was like, yeah, okay. That's a
Done.
Yuri joke.
She did make a really good Hanukkah alt for Hanukkah.
I didn't see that. Actually.
No, I believe she only shared it
Okay,
with me. I
You
could be
need to
wrong.
speak more slowly because I can't tell when you're saying Hanukkah and when you're saying Hanako.
Then perish.
I think that's the point.
So, Cog, what are your thoughts on Mate?
Yeah, she's one of my more favorite recent characters. I was the one who did the mod QA for her, and she has some really good dialogue. There's some, not really a whole lot of errors. Like, the only thing I noticed when I was fixing her up was a lack of commas in a lot of places, but she's a really solid ad, I have to say.
Alrighty. Then that was the character that got added to the game. And then we had a character get revamped and they're put on testing. It's kind of like, it's not like what's found with Revy. This character has replaced the old version. We've got
Oh yes,
I believe Horse Killer
right. The guy who made Katria.
from something.
Tales of Symphonia.
Tales of Symphonia. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sheena used to be on the main roster.
I only know I only know Lloyd from that series.
I don't know shit about Tales of anything.
No,
Tales from
same.
the Crypt. Is that one of the games?
I got Tales of Berseria, but I never played it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, point is, it's a popular RPG series, so I'm sure I'll have plenty of fans. I mean, she was on the main roster at one point, and she's been like completely redone. So yeah, like what I did with Revy was that I took the project and like I mostly just changed and added
on.
Yeah, I kept a lot of the original material, so there isn't like a Revy classic. There's a Sheena classic now because it's like a completely from the ground up rework instead of just updating.
Yeah, she's a second classic now,
And,
next to Velma Classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is Sheena Classic still in the game?
In the game?
Yeah, on like the offline version. I don't
know.
At least.
Is she Cog?
She got an app.
She is. The only classic that's not in the files anymore is Daria Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because that was an update by the same creator.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure whether or not he kept anything there.
From what I've seen, she looks real good. I like her little card spinny gif.
Oh yeah, that's some nice personality there.
Yeah,
I just
her
think
art's
she
really good.
needs more lines to really kind of like she's supposed to be apparently be like treating the game like a battle, which I didn't really get. So I think she just needs more lines to that effect. Her art's really good.
Well, I did something very similar with Hope back when I did her, so I'm a fan of that, like kind of using quotes that are directly lifted from a game.
I mean, if you haven't played the game, it goes completely over your head. So,
I mean,
if they still work in context, it's fine. I think.
I can tell when a game is being quoted to an extent. Like,
can I get a Xenoblade quote past you?
No. Well, maybe if it was 2, because I try to repress that. But if it was an X quote, I'd probably catch that.
X has so many quotes, though.
So one of my characters said they were really feeling it.
I just sigh in disappointment.
Speaking of like classic and incomplete opponents, that's usually what happens. Is that if someone makes like a whole new version of a character and there was an older one, and like nothing was kept from the previous one, they'll just like make a classic one that's offline. Like you can see it with Velma and now Sheena. If you download the offline version, and if I don't get hit by a bus and I manage to put Ryuko Matoi on testing, then you'll see that with her too, because I didn't keep anything from the old one.
Hey.
There wasn't much to keep from the old one, right?
Well, she had like 200 lines, and her model was like kind of weird. Like her hair was really curly. I don't know. I mean, it was. She didn't get too many updates beyond like what she started as, so there's not much to her. Yeah, she took her glove off first. She didn't even transform. That's a coward move right there.
It was a simpler time.
Like Senkitz didn't even talk to her. It was like he was dead.
I assume. Well, thanks. I'm sad.
I guess he is dead.
Yeah. Okay.
Spoilers, by the way.
Spoilers for like a 5-year-old anime.
Exactly.
Anyway,
it's not 5-year-old.
You ever watched Kill la Kill? What the hell is wrong with you? Go watch it.
Yeah.
Only 24, 25 episodes. Come on.
It's great.
Anyway,
Watch it.
with
This fight is
Spinana
all fuck.
Go
Ryoko.
decide for yourself the eternal question of Ryuko's tits or Satsuki's ass.
Spinana and talking about Ryoko is a perfect segue into...
Ryuko. Johan, Ryuko.
I'll die wrong. I will die a wrong fool. Gets on to the perfect topic of our upcoming characters. Why don't we have our guests go first?
All right, Clark, you want to go?
I'm a guest.
You can go first.
All right. Well, I don't have too much to talk about. I'm working on an update for Corrin, finally.
Finally!
It's literally been a year since the last update, so yeah. It's time. I'm trying to get it out
F
before...
stands for finally.
Yeah, exactly. It's I'm trying to get it out before the next resort. It's like in mid-December, I think. So maybe she won't thank the Fire Emblem ratings this time. And well, I was sort of working on Severa from Fire Emblem Awakening, but she's mostly on hold right now because I just can't. I just can't continue. I wrote myself into a corner and I can't get out of it. So
what's the corner?
I gotta.
She is the tsundere.
Yeah, I know. It's like the tsundere part is easy to write, more or less, but then I'm trying to do something a little bit more interesting, and it's really hard, and I just can't get out of it. So I probably have to redo that whole thing.
I'm
So
not really
it's
sure
on
what
hold
you
for
mean,
now. No, probably not. I'm making it too difficult for myself, but I don't care too much about her anymore anyway, actually. It's been way too long.
You know,
But
I still have lines that I owe you from like winning the fusion dance contest.
Yeah, that's from like 10 months ago or something.
It was like April.
Yeah.
Because I said, well, I'll write them when you release Severa.
Yeah. Never. I'm sorry.
Severa Snape.
Yep.
That's the fusion I'd see.
I don't.
So beyond that, do you have any projects you're working on?
Well, I am sort of in the starting phase of starting a collab with Misty Knight, like the one who made what's it, Remy and Shimaka's name. And
really?
we're probably going to work on submod from Girls Frontline, like my favorite character.
Oh man, I've been like, isn't that Medic's favorite character too?
No, that's Vector.
Oh,
Vector
right.
the Crocodile?
What?
Vector the Crocodile? Is his favorite character? Or is he going to be in Spinati?
Would you really want to see him in Spinati?
I mean, he could take off his shoes and his headphones.
And the chain.
Exactly. That's everything.
Well, maybe.
Johan,
maybe
you probably know how crocodile reproduction works.
I know that he's a reptile, so it's probably really gross.
Birds are reptiles.
No. Not even a little.
They're like dinosaurs or whatever.
They just, everything
It's the same
evolved
thing.
from dinosaurs.
It's the same thing.
I don't know if that's true, but I won't get into that.
Everything was probably evolved from something that classified as a quote-unquote dinosaur at some point.
I mean, I don't know enough about the archaeology to dispute that. Let's just say that.
Alrighty, so
But
speaking
anyway, yeah.
of Fire Emblem characters,
Do we have to speak about them?
yes, we do.
We need more Fire Emblem characters.
Spotlight on Cog.
Okay, so I have a decent pile up, so I'm only going to talk about my 4. So first, coming up in a few weeks, probably before the next podcast even, is Coco Adele from Ruby.
She's that close? Wow.
And she's a collab with Nmest, right?
Nmest, yes.
You know what they say? If you can't make a Fire Emblem character, make a Ruby character.
I mean, I fight both, so...
All she's missing now are the must targets and the poses, so she is very close.
Oh god, is
Okay.
she gonna make it into the game into testing before this goes up?
Probably not.
Oh, thank God.
I don't know how you can make poses at the end. I always change my poses like 3 times over because it's just like, nah, I don't like the facial expression on that.
Well,
It doesn't look perfect.
the way we split the work is I did them all while Namasp is doing the poses, and he does them at the end, while I do them at the beginning. So it's all on him.
Right. I keep telling him that's just the wrong way to do it, and he should feel bad.
Well,
I mean, I switched between the two, so I'm a heretic anyway.
So which of you is doing the writing for Coco? Is it a tag team effort?
yeah, it's a tag team effort. I'm doing most of the targets, and he's doing most of the generics, and we're having a little.
Hey, that's
overlap.
how we do it.
Yeah, basically.
Who are you targeting?
We're targeting a lot of people. I know for you specifically, SPNati, she targets Revi and Jura a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
They tend to be easier to target than Maya, because Maya's not really interested in talking.
They have a
worry.
personality.
Don't worry, Maya will get love from one of the characters that'll be spoken about later, but
Oh, good.
for now, Cog, why don't you go on
Can't
to
wait.
some of the other ones?
So next up, I have not one, but 2 Fire Emblem characters after Coco.
Hey, let's go.
Those being
Oh,
a
good.
collab with Opal Cobalt, the maker of Nehru, and Lara Shelf from Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. And then
La Rachel.
And then there's
Just get on me for this, but good luck pronouncing that name.
And then there's a solo project I'm doing, which is Setsuna from Fire Emblem Fates.
Hey,
Finally.
yes, indeed.
Okay, so how many specifically Fire Emblem Fates characters does that make?
Let's see, where we've got Camilla in the works, we've got Rinka and 2 Corins in the game, we've got Setsuna and Hayoto in the works. That's 6, as far as I know. I know that I've got a model for, like, Oburo, Hinoka, Felicia, but nobody's used them.
So this isn't so for all the Fire Emblem characters we have. They're not really like spread out evenly over the games, are they?
Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
I mean-
Fates and Awakening are going to absolutely dominate the Fire Emblem cast.
Who's from Awakening?
And yet we have no Awakening characters yet.
I was gonna say.
Wait, do we seriously not have any Awakening characters?
No.
No.
Cena's in the works, but we don't have any concrete Awakening characters in-game.
Lynn and Florina are like from 7.
Yeah,
Blazing
Bro-
Blade.
Okay.
I can never
Which
remember
is,
which
like,
is
the
blazing and
first
which is
one, right?
burning, or whatever. Sort of feels.
Which is Roy's.
Roy's game is the worst Fire Emblem game. That's
Why?
just that. It just is.
Why?
This isn't the Fire Emblem cast, but Roy himself is awful. He takes forever to get good. The maps aren't very good. I can't remember most of the characters being that memorable.
Well,
I mean, it's not the Fire Emblem cast yet. Just wait until
Roy is just Marth, but completely gimped in every way. So
I feel like that's the Smash Brothers thing.
yes,
Okay.
that's my only context for either of them.
the
Anyway.
only context you need.
So,
Marth can go toe to toe with Fox, and Roy is stuck fighting like Donkey Kong.
A skilled Roy can beat
Oh,
any
dear.
fox. Don't you know that?
What?
A skilled Roy can beat any fox.
Well, not if the Fox is also skilled.
Shut up, it's a meme, okay?
so, Cog, your 4th and final upcoming project? Well, not final, but 4th and 4th and next, basically.
Yes. Sometime after the 2 Fire Emblem characters, I'll be working on Satsuki with Black Thulu, a good counterpart to Yuku, I guess.
Okay.
You're really gonna cut my work out for me there. we still have to decide whether or not Ryuko knows that Satsuki's her sister at that point.
Well, Senketsu's alive, so
I'm not sure which one's hotter, if they know or they don't know.
Senketsu's alive, so you've got it. It's like at least pre-final episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to place her at any specific point in the series, because like you can't have Ryuko without Senketsu. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. But like, her knowledge of the situation changes pretty dramatically depending on at what point you place her in. And also, she's like 17 at that point anyway, so we're just gonna be hush hush about that.
Aged up AU.
Exactly. It's actually from my Kill la Kill fan fiction. That's exactly the same, but everyone is a year older.
How old is Fuck, how am I forgetting her name?
Mako?
Yes.
Well, she's in Ryuko's year. I don't think she got held back or anything. So I guess she's also 17. I mean 18. Chris Hansen.
Anyway.
I mean, timelines in SPNati are always a bit weird, so it doesn't matter. Just pick what point you like the most.
She's got boobs. You know, what's the difference?
Right.
I guess that's a good segue to you, SPNati. Do you have anything else you want to say about Ryoko?
You want to try that again?
No, I don't.
I think you should.
Ryuko.
Okay, well, finally, this is a podcast where I can say I am actually in the process of writing her. I am doing her generics, and this recording this podcast is actually keeping me from writing more generics. I was doing that, but I am plugging away through them. So it's hard to know exactly when I will be satisfied with her. But I'm currently on break, so I'm trying to get a decent chunk of her done, and I'll be dealing with schoolwork for a few weeks afterward. But then I'll be on another break, so I should be able to get her on testing at that point. So it should be before the end of the year at least. So making good progress. I mean, anytime you start a character, it like kind of feels awkward at first, but the more you do it, the more you start to get a feel for how they talk and like what's a good sort of mood they would have for different situations and how you want to transition into that. So I'm getting a feel for it. She is in progress. This is not just a pipe dream anymore with some images. She is being written. So look forward to that.
Speaking of hot-blooded Studio Trigger characters, I have been working very diligently on Kamina from Gurren Lagann over the last few days. His images are finally done. He's currently sitting at a little over 600 lines and I'm about a third of the way done. If everything goes according to schedule, he should hopefully be out by the end of the month. At least on testing, of course. He's not going to be in the main game. He's a ton of fun to write. And I hope that people look forward to him, even if they don't like male characters, because he's definitely a unique character.
He's got a personality.
Oh, he's got so much personality.
I don't usually play males, but I'm really excited for Kamina.
Nice.
You don't usually play. You made one. Like,
just because I played one doesn't mean I play them.
One of the best ones.
Arguably the best.
He's on page 1.
I did it without playtesting.
Kamina's got a lot of fun ideas I've got in mind. I've got an idea to pick, because he's got a drill weapon and a mech. He's probably going to flirt with Maya just because she's a cute blue-haired mech pilot whose mech also fuses with other mechs, if my Vander knowledge is correct.
Hey, hands off my waifu.
I'm doing this 10% to spite you.
Well,
Only 10%.
if you want to spite me, you better write something that she'll actually react positively to. So I'll have no choice.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Kamiya writes himself for the most part. He's been very easy for me to write so far. And then hopefully by the end of the year we'll have Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob.
Considering Maya gets along with Jotaro pretty well, I'm not sure if she's going to really go for Kamida's personality.
Darn. That doesn't mean he's not going to try.
Well, you might be able to make it work. Main character of Vandred is kind of like an annoying, hot-blooded kind of guy.
I need to finish the first episode. I still have it open in my Google Chrome, just paused.
Wait, you haven't finished the first episode?
No.
I guess it really grabbed you.
That's even worse than not watching it.
It did. It did grab me. I'm lazy.
It's all right, okay. Johan. You can let me down easy and just say my taste is shit. It's okay.
Oh, that's
alrighty. I suppose it's time we move on to the questions and answers, huh?
I've worked on Black Lagoon and Kill la Kill characters, so if someone hates Vandred, it's not like an assault on my entire being anymore.
No, that's only if they.
Well, the questions and answers. We've got a few questions that just don't have that actually do have just straight up answers. The first one is Sandy when. The answer, hopefully by the end of December. Are there any rules forbidding?
Who's hoping that?
I don't know.
Not me.
Whoever asked, hopefully. Are there any rules outright forbidding making an ugly bastard character such as Wario? No.
Who are you calling an ugly bastard? Wario is a beautiful man.
You can make Wario if you want. The only rules are that they must have discernible human anatomy, and they must forfeit somehow.
And they can't be Waluigi.
Wario is comfortable with his body and who he is. And he works out. And he's successful, he's wealthy. I mean, So he smells like garlic a little bit. He's a self-made man.
Well, the only character that's actually banned is Sonichu.
Oh yeah, and Mask banned Sonichu.
Who gives a shit what the Mask thinks, really?
You can make him an offline, but if Mask finds out...
The only proper way to make Sonichu is just to, make his images from cutout stills of Sonichu comics.
No, you make them in MS Paint.
You just try to trace over Sonic in MS Paint with your eyes closed and use the paint bucket tool for yellow.
Oh yeah, use the paint bucket tool, and it has to be a JPEG so that it's the paint bucket misses spots and it gets all pixely.
Well, no, the paint bucket tool is way too accurate. You have to color it in with magic marker the way Chris Chan does.
Anyway, the next question is, who is Alice? There are 3 Alices. There's the one from one of the Alice in Wonderland stories. There's a million bajillion of them. I cannot remember for the life of me.
American McGee's.
Alice is also an OC being worked on by Warrior of Odin from a story. I don't know if it's a book, if he's going to get published, or if it's just going to be an online thing called.
I think it's a book. Yeah.
I think he said he didn't want money for it. He wasn't going to publish it. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
From Star Force 1, she's the main character, and Alice is also the snake from Monster Girl Quest.
Right. The monster overlord.
I hope she comes back.
That game's music has no right to be as good as it is.
Right, so she's offline as well. They're all offline, God.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get a character in the main game, don't name her Alice, because God.
We might be getting... Well, all the Alices are coming back
Alice was on the main game at one point. I don't think she was sponsored either.
Knife Alice is being reworked by Blackfield, if I'm correct. Purple Alice is being worked on by Odin, so I've heard. And Snake Alice is The only reason that she fell off the tables was because the creator had some real life stuff that he's got to fix, so she should be coming back soon.
Yeah, he's actually working on her, I think. I saw a few pictures.
Yeah,
I'm really excited. I really like her.
yeah, she was good. She was interesting. I liked her visuals and her gimmicks.
Yeah.
And her writing too, just the way she approached it.
And Snake Girls are always good.
Let's see here.
You know, again, it's another niche. So yeah, that's the shorthand. We have Knife Alice, Purple Alice, and Snake Alice.
Okay, let's hear. To the Fate Stay Night fan who wants to make Skahawk or me just to hear me try to pronounce their names, I looked them up just to spite you.
What? Wait, what? Who?
There was a Fate Stay Night fan
Yeah.
who wanted to make character. I looked up the pronunciation because I know that that's not how it's like. It is not pronounced how it is spelled. I think it's Skahawk.
I have no fucking clue.
I don't know who you're talking about. Can you like type it to me or something?
But it's spelled Scat Hack.
I couldn't even tell you what Fate Stay Night is.
Neither could I.
Well,
And then there's another name that's spelled MEDB. It's like
Nid. Okay.
I think there's like some Catholic schoolgirl in it, and you know how that's gonna end.
so to the
Taking the dirt road home, you know.
So
I
that
don't
was
think this. Oh, yeah.
that was my
Alright.
attempt at pronouncing the names of Fate Stay Night characters.
I think they're not Stay Night characters, otherwise I would have probably recognized them.
Well, they're Fate Universe characters.
Yeah, Fate
I
Universe.
also don't know
quite
what that is.
big. Yeah. Well,
The next question: does anyone have a nurse doctor fetish? Someone out there does. The former host of the podcast does. I don't know if this question was specifically asking us, but yeah, I'm sure someone does.
probably. Yeah.
Since tags are now available for selection, an integral part of the game, or more niche. Also, how will characters react to overlapping tags, such as medium crotch, with tags like pubic and circumcision? All tags that have the same priority, they will just randomly, I guess, like it's be the equivalent of a dice roll. Also, the tags for the player are pretty much more or less the same as tags for any other character. Just that the player has them now doesn't change much as far as like aware. And then the last. Oh,
No, nothing. No. I just said I don't know either if it changed anything. So, go ahead.
will there be a free mode to set up clues in a game ahead of time for certain dialogue and interactions more easily? There already is. It is offline. It's called debug mode. You have to download the games off of GitLab to get that. And those are all the questions that have just a definitive, solid answer.
Okay.
Now for the one-person questions. Nessie, please admit that Rin is best girl.
Okay, so if we're talking about Fate Stay Night here, well, you're wrong. First of all, it's Sakura's best girl, and I will die on that hill. So if you don't believe that, you're a heretic. But if you're gonna be a heretic and pick someone else, at least pick Saber, because she's at least kind of good. Like Rin's just trash. So that's my answer. So I won't admit that she's best girl because it's just wrong.
I'm 99% sure that Soups sent that message because
Me too.
I'm pretty sure he's helping make her.
I know.
Okay. Question for Cog is: why did you decide to make Pit that way?
Well, they didn't really specify what that way is, but my whole design philosophy behind Pit is that in
You love him?
Universe and Smash Bros, he's a very talkative type. His whole character thrives on the banter between him and others, so I decided to make that the whole focus of his character and just have him interact with basically the entire cast of SPNati.
And
Alright.
I'm really glad you did it that way, because he's honestly my favorite character for that exact reason. He's very, he feels
Lost for words.
very, he feels,
It's very impressive as well. It's like, I never really thought about that, but it's actually a pretty good explanation for why he actually targets everyone. And just the fact that he targets everything and everyone is very impressive.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not equipped to properly appreciate how much effort goes into Pit because I don't want to play male characters.
Well, either way, I don't think I'll be doing that again for characters in the future. I'll still try to do it with Pit, but
I wouldn't expect that from you.
I wouldn't expect that from anyone. It's already crazy enough to do it for one character.
could never do it.
Like, God, just trying to think of like talking about, I don't know, Fred taking off his socks. Like I have to come up with something interesting for that.
It's impressive.
That's what generic lines are for when you don't care. They just say anything.
Alrighty. The next question is, why is Johan allowed to make Kamina? I thought self-inserts weren't allowed. I can do whatever I want.
Kamina actually has muscles?
Yeah,
And weighs,
absolutely.
Like, over 150?
And then follow-up question. Why is Johan allowed to make anything? Because there's no rule preventing me not to.
There should be.
That is up for debate.
I'm gonna be a mod just to ban you from SPNati.
the mods will continue
Is
this
this-
space.
You say mods are Nazis all the time, and now you're in a group chat, or you're on a podcast with two of the social server mods and one of the GitLab actual game mods.
Well, you know,
You're the only
when
non-mod
the Nazis
here.
take over your country, it's time to join the winning team. Sig Heil.
God.
God.
That's one way to
Taken
look
off
at
of
it.
YouTube. If I say
Yeah.
that.
We're not monetized. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. If you get nuked, it's your fault.
Can I blast Hitler's speeches?
That I will. Now, I've taken a stance of just not editing anything out, letting shit be what it is. I will put my foot down there.
Oh, there you go. Mods are Nazis. What happened to free speech?
Ironic, isn't it?
I can't play my Hitler over the interwebs.
Anyway, time for the other questions and answers. Question 1. What was the worst experience you've had during development? That epilogue. We all know what it is, okay? There's no
The one that
reason.
keeps breaking.
What? No.
Okay, the way.
Yeah.
One.
It lives on my computer.
Just that epilogue haunts me because it made me feel forever like no matter how good I got, no matter how much I improved.
In case Johan ever gets too big for his britches,
It just
I
reminds
have
me
that there to remind him.
that I will never live it down.
If you're not sure what he's talking about, it's the old epilogue where Rinka ate your ass out on the beach.
Yeah, and it was garbage.
old default face Rinka with default blush stickers.
So that would be my answer.
I feel free to just dunk on anyone for blush stickers because Maya never had them.
Alrighty. What about you, Spinana?
Officially never made that mistake. I don't know. It's hard to say. Worst experience. I mean, there's a lot of like rookie mistakes that I made as I first like began figuring out all the software, like the character editor and Kizake. I'm like, so like I ended up having to go back and like improve models with like with newfound knowledge and things like that. So that was a very slow process of figuring out how all that worked. So I guess I kind of regret having my characters up for that long with what I would now consider to be extremely amateurish looking. I can't really pinpoint anything specific other than like
Jura's pant dress.
Yeah, her very long stocking that I tried to pass off as a dress. Which again, nobody said like, "Hey, this doesn't look like a dress. Maybe you should change it." So I didn't change it.
I just thought that she only wore one pant in the show.
I literally posted reference images and said, "Hey, does this look okay?" And everyone was like, "Yeah."
I actually don't remember ever looking bad. So yeah, maybe it wasn't that bad.
And then someone on the sponsorship thread, just some Reddit rando was like, "Hey, her dress doesn't really look good." I'm like, "Yeah, I should change it." That's all it took.
Hey, SPNati, I don't think your characters target Rinka enough.
What does that have to do with anything?
You should change that.
No,
Okay.
you're
they
not,
could write more lines.
Well, I'm sorry, but kind of like Fred, there's just nothing interesting with Rinka to mention.
Yeah.
Mr. Cog, I don't feel so good.
I mean,
I don't-
jeez.
I don't want to go.
Is this chick even from Fire Emblem? I mean, she doesn't have armor on.
You'd be surprised how many Fire Emblem characters lack armor.
She doesn't have a sword.
Corin.
Anyway, speaking of,
It is. I don't know if this counts as development, but like the dev server, I don't know. Like if you try to like give criticism and like the person's just not having it, it can be kind of irritating to back off, especially because it kind of gets the tensions going.
yeah, and you want to see them improve.
It's that frustration of just like, how are you not seeing that this is not okay?
I think that was more frustrating, like the age of Reddit, because it was much harder to directly talk to people. But yeah,
Oh god, I can imagine that. That is the reason that old Rinka had that model for that long. I wish that somebody had just told me how shitty it was.
Yeah, it's basically using like a mail system in a world of text messaging.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nessie, why don't you give us what your worst experience
Well,
deving for SPNati is?
well, recently it's been coming up with lines for Severa. But other than that, like getting Python installed for the very first time, that was such a pain. Like I spent like 5 hours just fiddling around with a ton of bullshit just because I wanted to be able to make my own XML files, because we didn't have to create the editor back then.
Ooh, that does sound like a bad time.
Yeah, and just not having the editor, like I don't know how I would have ever made images or anything.
Oh
like
shit!
that.
That reminds us. SPNati Edit, the creator of the character editor, finally came back.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Messiah himself, with possibly Florina updates. Get hype, more Fire Emblem characters.
Oh, yes. The banter is finally going to be returned, hopefully.
I'm so
New
ready.
character editor too.
Yeah, indeed.
Nah. We just gotta get User back, but he's been gone for a month. I need to bully him into updating Lynn when he gets back.
I just wanted to get back.
Yeah,
he was thinking about updating Florina, so I think we know exactly what happened.
Imagine the irony if SPNati ends up adopting Lynn instead.
That was his plan all along, man. SPNati
There can only be one.
He eliminated him.
Just User went to sleep and SPNati Edit woke up.
Alright, so Cog, what about you? What's your worst dev story?
So about 2-3 months ago, I was working on Setsuna, and somehow the character editor glitched, and I lost every one of my lines.
Oh, I remember hearing about that.
How does that even happen?
I have no idea how it happened, but it was just awful, and it almost made me want to give up on her entirely. But eventually I pulled myself together, and a few months later I still work on her from time to time, slowly building back up, and now I'm at about 500 lines. But she's on the back burner until at least Coco is done.
I'm glad to hear that you've got her back up to 500, though.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, getting back from something like that really sucks.
How many lines did you lose?
I lost, I think it was between 700 and 800.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. Ugh.
That stings.
That is an entire character's worth of lines.
Yeah, that's basically like the median line count.
Yeah, indeed. Wow.
Okay. Let's see here. The next question is...
It's just the universe trying to tell you, man, that the world doesn't need more Fire Emblem characters.
The world could always use more Fire Emblem characters.
There are so many Fire Emblem characters. It's always enough to be in SPNati. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. How many Fire Emblem waifus are there exactly?
A lot.
Hundreds.
So many.
If this was just Fire Emblem Night at the inventory, could we fit all of them?
Yes. I think
there would not be enough get lab space.
Yeah, there's not enough space to fit every single Fire Emblem character.
What about if we included offline?
No, see,
well,
I don't know
really
about
cool.
I don't know about waifus specifically, but in the Fire Emblem Choose Your Legends poll, I think there were like 800 characters. So,
Well, there's like 30, 40 per game or something, and we're at 15 games now, like a couple of remakes, but still.
There's a
There's a
new game
lot
coming
of
up.
characters. Yep, that too.
there's so many Fire Emblem characters. You could never possibly have all of them. I don't even think that... Well, I guess you could technically fit the entire cast of a Fire Emblem game in there.
Yeah.
But would you want to? Is the question. No, there are characters from Fire Emblem not worth it. Like, I'm pretty sure...
Actually.
I'm pretty sure that mods would ban Naui.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, characters like Noe or Mur or something we wouldn't.
Or Nyx. Yeah.
Are they just like lolis?
Yeah.
They're thousands of years old. They're dragons. Obviously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the Mystic Knight defense.
Why don't you have a C right over there?
Yeah. I mean, there is actually
Anyway.
a 1,000-year-old dragon. That's not a lolly, but yeah, there's only one out of like 10.
Dude,
Well,
why can't someone just take the plunge and make just a full-on dragon?
No.
When are we going to get Smaug in SPNati?
Dragons don't have
okay.
human anatomy.
This is a good
These
lead
walks
into
on
the
2
next
eggs.
question is, what character
God.
types would you like to see added in SPNati?
Dragons.
We've got
I
Orin.
mean, yeah, characters that transform into dragons are really cool. So more of those is fine.
No, just straight up dragon. You know, what could possibly go wrong?
I mean, that's against the rules.
Johan's making a fucking squirrel.
Now,
Okay.
I guess, Cog, would a dragon be just straight up not allowed?
Depends on if it has human anatomy or not. If it's a part dragon.
What counts
sure.
as human anatomy? Everywhere?
Would Ridley be allowed?
Ridley would not be allowed.
He's too big.
Exactly.
How does Sandy have human anatomy? I mean, look at that head.
Because. And Masp already
Reasons.
approved it. And Masp...
He banned Sonichu, alright? His opinion doesn't mean shit.
Okay, well, Pat approved it too. Yo, Cog, can you approve it?
You'll have to send it to me, and I'll approve it, possibly.
Okay,
This
well,
is just nepotism.
very well be.
He's buddy with the mod.
I get
'cause,
Viz on my side,
he's
too.
brown nosing. He's okay with kowtowing to Nazis.
Anyway, is it time to move on to the next question?
Yes,
What?
even though I didn't answer that last one seriously.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
think any
right.
of us did.
The
I
character
don't think
types,
any of
yeah.
us answered it.
I
I'll wait
just
until
remember fucking dragons.
I'm gonna hold off on answering the questions from now on until I get you guys to answer. Just because
Okay.
somebody suggested that in the Google Doc or the Google thing.
They just
So
don't
what-
want you to talk.
They said that it'd be. They said they had a suggestion that we have the guests answer first, and I totally forgot about it up till now.
Oh, then.
So, what about you guys?
Should I go first? That's a yes, I think.
Yeah.
So, like character types. Basically, like two character types I really like are yanderes and very kind and caring characters. It's like the complete opposite of this, complete opposite. But those are two I really like, so I want to see more of those. Even though we got plenty already. And well, I just want Ibuki, man. Ibuki, whatever the name is from
Cut out
Danganronpa.
for me.
I just want whatever the fuck kind of character Ibuki is. The one Yuri's working on. From Danganronpa 2. I want her. That's it. Finish her, please. That's my answer.
What about you, Cog?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I don't really have a particular type I'm interested in, so hey, as long as she fits the rules, I'm pretty much okay with it.
Just anyone interesting. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Does Cog have a type? Is there a pattern among the characters he's done?
Even I don't know that answer.
And he's got good taste. That's the only pattern I see. The only pattern I need.
Okay, wait.
So, okay,
Okay.
Palutina's like, what, snarky mommy?
Just went full potato. Am I roboting?
No.
No, you're fine.
Okay, thank God. I didn't hear Cog's answer at all.
He enjoys exhibitionism because she's taking photos of him naked. Mia, he enjoys the
Oh, yeah,
paranormal
this is
and
not good.
possession. Let's see. Oh, and Mihiru died.
I just cannot hear anything.
Okay, so Cog's type is dead people and spirits.
Okay, that's very dark.
And also
Johan,
not
you
sure.
back?
You all right, dude? You gonna edit this out?
My Wi-Fi is just real shit, I guess, because I could not hear anything.
You're in
Okay.
California. The signal burned up.
Yeah, it might be. Okay, so
Do we
I
just redo this segment, or is it fine?
no, it's probably. I think Craig, the robot we used to record, gets everything. I didn't hear any of your answers, but I guess I'll hear that when I edit this.
Are you going to edit this part out? Because this is like a big chunk of nothing.
Did nobody answer the question while I was not hearing anything?
I'm trying to figure out what Cog's type is.
Oh,
I've come upon the answer.
what?
He's into dead people.
Explain.
Okay, Mahiru's dead. Mia's dead. And Pit and Palutina were never alive.
And then the Fire Emblem characters can die. Coco's alive though, and Satsuki's alive.
Yeah, but that's just those are collabs.
They're not out yet, so they don't count.
Exactly.
They're also outliers to the. Okay, so
So if you want to
Anybody
get,
else?
if you want to get in Cog's pants, just die.
I mean, good effort, but it's entirely wrong.
Then perish. That's what you're saying.
I figured it out.
For the record, my least favorite character in the game is Spooky, not because of any sort of
Ouch. Why is that?
like not to insult Bluecoin or anything, but I really don't like death. Actually, it's like one of the two things I do not stand for.
Yeah, okay.
What's the other one?
Borderline Lolly.
What?
Just borderline?
Borderline and actual.
Okay. I can agree on that.
I mean, it is kind of hard to get into it when you're playing with Spooky, because, like, how do I stick my dick in a ghost?
You will find a way.
Really, she can just, like, throw ectoplasm on me. It's like the roles are reversed.
Maybe you're
Next
into
question.
that. Yeah, let's do that.
Is it just me, or is this a very tired podcast?
Question 3. If you could make a joint epilogue between any two characters, who would it be? Besides the characters that I'm actually working on getting a joint epilogue for.
I thought you were supposed to let the guests answer first.
Right, of course.
Well, I actually don't have an answer, so yeah.
What?
I don't know. I thought about
Even
it, but
a kind of answer? Like maybe this would be cool?
no, like all joint epilogues are cool. Like it's too flashy for me to really think anything else about. I just really like the fact that we can have joint epilogues. Great.
All right, we lost Johan. I guess he didn't trust himself to answer before his guests, or to not do that.
He's back, I guess.
Help.
You've been sounding fine for a while now. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I cannot hear you guys
It's like a one-way street.
at all.
Okay. Not even right now.
Okay, there. I think it's back for now. Please be back.
Okay. I can hear
So-
you.
I think it's good.
Good. Should just continue.
This is a bit of a technical train wreck.
I heard that Nessie didn't have an answer. Cog, what's yours?
So I'm actually in the process of making a joint epilogue at this very moment. I'm
Nice.
collabing with like Underscore to make a joint epilogue for Pit and Natsuki.
Okay.
The player bangs Pit and Natsuki watches.
It's a little more involved than that, but the scenario is basically Natsuki's teaching Pit how to read, and she starts fantasizing about things.
Oh, they don't actually bang?
Well, in this way, we get to make Pit be out of character for people who are into that sort of thing.
Okay.
All right, I'm with you. What does she fantasize about? Like how?
We'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I'm interested. Sounds good.
Yeah. The thing with this question is that I think we're all just going to come up with like something involving our characters.
I'm
Yeah.
specifically going to not answer any of my characters because I've got some dual epilogues planned, but
I've got some planned, and I feel free to answer that. Definitely want something to happen with Jura and Misato. That's the plan anyway. Jura
Okay.
will meet Misato is, as you know, very successful with men, for better or for worse. So Jura wants to know her secrets for seducing them. And in the process, a lesbian threesome is born in space. And then Misato Misato's inner lesbian is awakened, and then she can't function at work anymore because she just fantasizes about her female coworkers.
Okay, I'm down for that.
All
Sounds
right, I
great.
see you.
And then, continuing my connection with Black Cthulhu, probably someone with Revi and Jolene, because they seem like the type to end up fighting in the parking lot after the game.
So I guess, is it my turn to answer?
And that too will lead to some girl on girl action, the way dual epilogue should be.
I like it. Yeah.
Oh, hopefully something with Yuko and Satsuki. Again, I'm not
Possibly.
sure if it's hotter if they know they're sisters or they're not, but it should definitely happen.
I mean, there will be people who disagree with that. I'm not saying I'm one
People
of them, but
disagree no matter what you pick.
that's true.
You simply must.
You can't put Satsuki in the game with Ryuko and have them not have a dual epilogue. Like, come on. The first thing everyone's going to think, like, they're going to be together. I should put them together.
Either way, no matter what choice you make, you must go all in and not waver.
Maybe it can be them competing over who can make the player most satisfied.
Yes, I'm with you.
All right.
You could just have them fight.
It's a porn game.
For
So
the
it's
girl
gonna make you
benefits?
ready.
If nobody's banging in this epilogue, why are you making it? That's my philosophy.
Valid.
Also, it's Kaisuke. You can't really make a good fight scene in it.
I'll find a way.
That's true.
I'll find a way for when I make
just
Sam.
ask Bagel and Mouse. They'll find a way.
I made a pose with a fight scene. It's very rare, but if you put Revi and Maya together, Revi might end up throwing a haymaker at her. So it can
Anyway, I guess my answer would be, besides characters that I'm actually making dual epilogues for, Futaba and Diva could be fun, and Mia and Kyoko.
That sounds
And
good.
what would happen in these epilogues?
Something like with Futaba and Diva, you could have like a night kind of thing. Wrong gone sexual gone Smash Brothers. And Mia and Kyoko, I'm sure there's some kind of like detective mystery thing you could do.
If I ever got Mia, or rather Kyoko, I'll keep it in mind.
You should adopt Kyoko.
When my play is clear, maybe.
You could do a dual epilogue with Maya and Kyoko, and you wouldn't have to write it because it would just be ... They'd say the whole time. It's the quietest epilogue ever, the quietest lesbian 69 of all time.
It's perfect.
Or someone could add Ruka from Fire Emblem and have the same effect, really.
Oh, there should be a dual epilogue between all the Fire Emblem characters and all the Ruby characters for where they take over the inventory.
All right, that could be actually pretty interesting. You could have that done as long as you just. You know what? I wouldn't even object to helping make that happen.
Make it happen.
No, let's do it. Yes.
I've got so many Fire Emblem models that we made for Mahiru's epilogue, and all those Ruby models too. It would be so easy. I could do it at the snap of a finger. The question is, who gives up the epilogue space?
Everyone would have to.
No, because I can just make it. You could do it for one character, and if they are in a game with any Fire Emblem character, you could make it happen.
Well, I don't know. Give it to Corrin. Corrin doesn't have, or female Corrin doesn't have any epilogues.
Nope, that's true.
Well, maybe
I'm okay with being responsible for this. It's fine.
Maybe I'll do some digging and see how many people we can get in there.
Florina doesn't have an epilogue.
She will, probably.
You know what? SPNanon, you brought this upon yourself. After this episode is done recording, I'm gonna do some sneaking around and asking people if they want in, if we can make this happen.
Fire Emblem Ruby crossover?
Yeah, it'll happen.
Okay.
If I can make it
armies
happen.
of characters. Include everyone in the cast and just like have them off to the sides. Just so we can show how many of them are Fire Emblem and Ruby.
Everyone
Look
is
at the
here
banner.
Blog.
Look at the Reddit banner.
Johan, next resort, I recommend changing that banner so it's the same thing but everyone's naked.
I could make an alt.
Do it.
I could make an alt for maybe night mode if that's a thing that works.
Another.
They're fine in night mode, right? Anyway, yeah.
I'm just wondering if night mode changes the banner. If it does,
there is no banner in night mode. I just checked.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I still recommend you make it.
Sure, why not?
If I had to pick a joint epilogue between like two characters I didn't make, I don't know. Nehru and Navi might be pretty cool, or like Nehru and Zelda or something like that.
I feel like a Navi epilogue in general would be a little difficult.
I don't know. She could just like hug your dick, just the whole thing.
Just for the people who are into that, yeah.
I don't know. You can like bang Nehru, and then Navi will give you advice along the way.
Oh wow. That sounds pretty good.
Switch to your key items, and you know what you might find there.
Okay.
Shall we move on to the next question?
Yeah.
Do you think our new creator experience is good, or is there something you do to improve it? I think, in my own personal opinion...
Supposed to answer first.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Well, I don't know much about the new creator experience right now, but I can imagine it at least being way better than it was before. Like when I started, like when I when I first started creating, like everything was via Reddit. We didn't have a Discord. We didn't have the character creator. Like there was only one active mod on the subreddit, I think, just Arntras. So it was, yeah. Like right now, everything's a lot more involved, a lot easier, just a lot less hassle. So I think it's improved a lot, but I don't know how good it actually is because, well, I'm not a new creator anymore.
Sucks how you don't get to be the new guy anymore.
I'd say our new creator experience is pretty good, judging by how many talented creators we've gotten over the past few months. Like, we've done Misty Knight, Opal, Thursdays, Mantis, Horse Killer, a bunch of great and talented newcomers. But
no love for Mr. Solitaire.
Well, he still has to get...
Miko is the dark horse on the testing table. She's quietly interesting.
I do think there's some improvement that could be made, and me and the other mods are considering writing up a new guide to help along with that process, so we might see something to ease the effect in the near future.
All right. SPNati?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's the worst. It's just that it's hard. There's no like centralized. We do have like the quote unquote development guide, but a lot of stuff is like outdated and like it's hard to find some of the links is like the most up to date software. I think Yuri and Hex were actually making like a development guide of their own. Just and that's the kind of thing you need. Just a frequently asked questions master doc that we can update and just link to anyone who asks the same goddamn questions over and over and over again, instead of explaining it. Because like I understand why they ask those questions. It's not immediately obvious why you can't do things, or people ask like, "Oh, why can't I make a Fuda character?" Like that's not immediately obvious why you can't do that unless you've made a character and you realize how the game is structured.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a lot of self-learning you have to do, like digging around and like reverse engineering, actually.
Yeah,
Like same goes for
until you see behind the curtain, really, it's hard to understand what might or might not be feasible, or how to push updates, or you just open Kisake, you don't even know if it's the most up to date version, and you're like, what the hell am I looking at?
Yep.
That's the only thing you need, because it's so hard otherwise to learn all that software, and even more so to become like skilled with it and actually try to recreate what you're trying to put together. So that's what, just a frequently asked questions thing is what we really need.
Yeah, and just like the beginner guides to the different softwares.
Design philosophy, and stuff is in the works for that, but it's only slowing down their characters even further.
All right. I guess my opinion is, I think that the recent newcomers, like the ones that Cogs just listed, have been some of the best creators we've had in SPNati so far. I think that if I don't try to keep up with them, they're going to get better than me. Like, all of them have been really impressive so far. We've got Opal and Nehru's just fucking incredible, even though I'm too much of a brainlet to understand how to target her correctly without a literal guide. We've
just
got
look at another character that targets her correctly.
We've got Mystic, and he came out and he made 2 really strong characters out of the gate. He's working on a third. We've got Thursdays, who, like Ryuji, we all know how I feel about Ryuji, that he didn't start strong. But now I feel like Thursday is the most improved creator, and she's making May from Night in the Woods, and that's one of the characters I'm looking forward to seeing the most. We've got Mr. Solitaire, he's still got Miko on the testing, but like she's still a good character, just because she's not in the main game yet. We've got Horse Killer, who another fucking Fire Emblem character, but hey, all the Fire Emblem characters continue to be good. 2010 Mantis with our first Little Witch Academia character, and Lade is really good. Cute redhead with glasses. Shy, awkward, nerdy girl type. I liked her, and I liked how he made her. All those are really solid newcomers, and I'm really glad that they keep popping up and they keep making good characters.
And I'm not sure if these people are like naturally more talented or not than anyone else we've had before. I think part of it is just setting high expectations for newcomers, basically. And helping them along with feedback, obviously. Like, these characters didn't start off like slam dunk. Oh my god, how'd you make this in Kisake? Like they listened to feedback and they improved. And it's just kind of, if you set high expectations for people will rise to meet them more often than not.
Yeah,
I think this is a result of that. And
it's also the new releases haven't slowed down either. Like, we're in a bit of a lull now, but we've had a constant stream of new characters just constantly. It's not like the high standards are scaring people off. At least it doesn't look like so.
Well, I
thought Jura's model was good enough, and then somebody said it wasn't. It was like, well, I better rise to meet those expectations.
Yeah.
And even then, the dry streak that we've been having, I think it's gonna be ending soon. I've heard like Coco's coming out soon. Hanako and Kamina will be soon. I think there was another one that I'm forgetting that'll be hitting the tables soon as well.
Yeah. There's always a lot of new characters just around the corner. Like, the testing tables haven't dipped below 3 tables in a very long time, I think.
It's nice. It's nice to see so many people creating for the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's also true that new creators now definitely have more advantages available to them, such as the quickness and directness of Discord feedback and the character editor, obviously.
I remember having to message the mods to make my images for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just the creation software for all of that is easier to understand compared to like running Python scripts before.
Yeah.
And just getting everything to work. So I understand why some of the like the older characters tend to be more amateurish, and it's impressive what they were able to do at the time. And just like there's more experienced people with Kisake in the community now that can point out how to make stuff better and how, like, oh, don't use this leg position, it looks bad. Like, people didn't really know that back then.
Yeah, there were less people in the community and also less people who could critique things. But now that we've grown, there's a lot of people who can help each other. So that's really helpful.
Alrighty.
So I say, if you want to get into SPNati, it's better than ever.
We'll continue to be better.
Do not be afraid to ask for help. We will guide you.
We don't bite, usually.
Unless you're into that. Okay. Next question is, which character has your favorite epilogue?
I feel like it's cheating to say mine.
I feel like we're supposed to let the guests answer first.
I'm a guest.
Come on. You've been on the podcast more than I have.
Yeah, not once have I hosted it.
You're the co-host, my guy.
Okay. Do you want to give me that title? If we're going to make this happen.
I'll give you an admin role on the server right now. Well, Cog and Nessie answer.
All right.
Well, I'll say yours. It's like May and Jura probably have my favorite epilogues.
Aw.
I really like both of them. Good stuff.
Ryuko will be getting an epilogue, don't worry.
Ah, nice.
For both genders, there will be sex. Because of course there will.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
And Chris Hansen will come and take me away, but it'll be worth it.
They're aged up, it's fine.
Exactly. Alternate universe.
Okay. So, what about you, Cog?
I like a lot of epilogues, but if I had to pick two absolute favorites that aren't my own, I would have to go with Wii Fit Trainer's Shower One and Chiaki's.
Hey!
Okay.
I love
Yeah,
that.
those are both pretty good. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, they're short and sweet, and I like them both.
Any epilogue that Metal Guitar puts out is generally good stuff. I think he made most of the Street Fighter girls. As
I'm
well
a
as,
big fan of
Yeah.
Chun-Li's epilogues too.
yeah, as well
Metal
as
Guitar
Faye
helped make the
Valentine.
animated part of My Heroes, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he puts out quality stuff in that regard, and he also understands, as I do, that an epilogue needs some banging.
I'm really excited because I'm going to get a jury, like a dual epilogue done with him sometime.
Oh, so much for keeping that a secret. You just spoiled it.
I never said it was a secret. Okay,
That's my answer.
yeah, I think I'd have to say I feel similarly. For pretty much any Metal Guitar epilogue, there was one I like Futaba's, but to be fair, I really like Futaba. So that's my answer. Should we move on to the next question then?
Let's go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so
Okay, if you could remove one character from the roster, who would it be? And SPNati specifically cannot pick a male character.
Fuck you. Why not?
They
I'm
specified
not allowed
it.
to have an opinion.
No, but you're not
This
allowed
is America,
to have...
goddammit.
Well,
Even Chase, he lives in America now.
yeah,
Yeah, totally.
welcome.
I visited America once. It's fine.
Okay,
Basically,
I guess SPNati, you're allowed to pick a male character, but besides a male character, who would you pick? But we'll let Cog and Chase answer first.
Okay.
Well, I thought about this one, like clicking through all the characters, and I don't really know actually. Like pretty much every character is there for a reason, at least online, or even the offline ones. But yeah, So, like, the only one I could really come up with was Captain Falcon, because his model is just not Captain Falcon, you know. He doesn't look how he should, and I just want Zeus to update him. That's all I got.
You know, that's valid. Zeus's Captain Falcon model looks real good.
Yeah, exactly.
What about
So-
you, Cog?
There's some value in pretty much every character, but if I had to remove one, it would probably be Miss Pauling, because as a big Team Fortress 2 fan, I am kind of disappointed at the state she's in, pretty much being abandoned and out of character. And B, she has the first NTR epilogue in the game, and it's just, yeah.
Get that filth out of the game.
Yeah, that's valid.
Well, at least you're the one doing the NTR instead of being NTR'd. I'm not, so evil. Either you're evil or you're the victim.
Look,
Take your pick.
in a world where you have to walk the path between a dead man and a villain, I will be evil and survive rather than die like a dog.
This coming from you, who usually gives anime hero speeches about the power of friendship.
You must be alive to have friends. A dead man can have no bonds. And so if I
whatever.
must be evil to survive, I shall be evil to survive.
All right. Speaking of dead men, I'd like to pick Xander, because I don't think anyone would notice if he were removed.
I see. You're right. Because
Yeah.
You said Xander, and my brain was like, when did Fire Emblem Xander get put into the game?
That'd be sick, though. Replace it. That's great.
I had Revy target him just as, like, check out this white bread motherfucker.
Okay.
I mean, really, when's the last time you thought about Xander?
Well, just now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
today. I think that the last time I targeted Xander was when I had Rinka say, "Oh, wait, you're not who I thought you were gonna be." That's about it, though. Because there's a character in Fire Emblem named Xander, and that's as far as I went with that joke. As for me, my answer, if I could remove anybody, it'd be Giri, just because that would incite somebody to update her, and also I think that she kind of held Chiaki and Mahiro back a little bit on the last resort poll, so it's a completely selfish reason, but it is what it is.
That's valid.
True, actually. Thinking maybe Streaming Chan could go as well. I don't even think she's a bad character, but she is holding Sei back for the most part.
I mean, Kyoko is first on her row. So that means she got the most votes out of them, right? Or am I missing something?
I think it's just placed so that Danganronpa 1 characters are before the Danganronpa 2 characters.
No, that also makes sense.
If Kyoko did get the most votes, then I look like a fool, and I'll bite my tongue.
No, I don't think
I
she
mean,
did.
She needs an update, so I'm with you on that. But yeah,
I think Kyoko definitely has a place, certainly in the game's history.
Absolutely.
I think she was one of the first with her burnt hands to, like, I think, really demonstrate to me and a lot of other people that the game could be a little more heartfelt than just like a straight up porn parody.
Yeah, she was pretty much the first targeted example before Amy came in and blew that out of the water.
Yeah. I don't want Kyoko gone, but I want her to get updated, and, like, if that's how it has to be done.
Can we remove Rosalina so somebody updates her?
I mean, we removed Peach, and nobody updated her.
Best Mario girl deserves better. She looks like a cosplayer, and she doesn't move. She doesn't move her legs.
No, it's true.
How can you make Rosalina and she doesn't float? This is an assault on everything I hold true to my heart.
Mario Galaxy is the best Mario game, and it deserves more.
Rosalina is the best Mario girl.
It's in contention. I'll give you that. She's definitely best Mario girl. Anyone else who thinks otherwise is just straight up wrong.
Just wrong, yeah.
She doesn't have much competition.
That's true. Like,
Unless
the
you
role
count
for best
Bowser.
Mario guy is much harder.
What? You don't want to fuck Toadette
No.
or
No.
Goombella?
No.
Well, so that did start the whole Super Crown thing.
Anyway,
Oh yeah, remember Bowsette for SPNati? That was going to happen, right?
no.
Yes, for all of
Was
like
it?
2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a good point that I think is also mentioned in that upcoming FAQ. We wouldn't recommend you making any meat characters because it takes way too long.
Yeah, that's true.
We still
Like-
still have Earth Chan and Smug Wendy in development. Who remembers them?
Me. Every day I remember Smug Wendy, and I get sad that it died because it was so good. And I'm glad that Tim hasn't given up the dream.
Remember whenever in September when everybody wanted Bowsette? Who's asking for her now?
I mean, if it was the redhead, dark-skinned Bowsette, me, I still want that kind of.
Like, come on, people, grow up a little bit. No, you don't like her that much. You're gonna forget about her in a week. You got to go with someone from a timeless classic like Vandred.
Yeah, it's a very popular show. Everyone has watched.
Maya has lasting popularity.
Only because you made it so.
Before me, it was the guy that made the Flash game. So there's something about the show that gets to some crazy people.
Anyway, should we get to the next question then?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who is best looking girl?
I'm going to assume they mean like art-wise and not just who's your waifu.
Yeah, I assume so too, because, like, read my name, motherfucker.
Okay. Like the prettiest like I wrote a couple of ones down. But like mostly it's Chiaki and Palutena, whatever. Like those two. Like Chiaki's model is I think that's one of the best models, just the best looking models in the game, in my opinion.
She'll be getting a slight update that makes her a bit thicker.
Okay.
Hopefully
Well,
that
that's
doesn't
not
hinder
exactly my thing, but because I'm a
Ah,
coward.
no!
I'm a
Where's the
coward,
dream?
but still it's mostly
Well,
it's her eyes. I really like her eyes.
You did build female Corin like a stick, so
Yeah, exactly. I kind of have a taste. But
What
yeah,
about-
yeah.
Okay, what about you, Cog?
Go ahead.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and say Kizuna since she's pretty accurate to the source material.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Despite the source material being 3D, Mouse has somehow made it accurate to the source material.
Oh yeah, the one character I'd like to delete is just Kizuna Ai because she makes me feel inadequate in every way.
well, I'd
She's
say it's a
too
toss
good.
up between Kazuna Ai and Amalia. So
I
Amalia would still be there to make me feel inadequate.
see my answer to the question is also Kizuna AI, because, like, I'm just still astounded as to how Mouse did it. Like, there are times where I see a model that's impressive, and it's like, I can see the belts, I can see the accessories. But with the Kizuna AI, I'm like, fucking what?
Yeah, yeah. Like that's Amalia to me. Like she looks great, but I can see the workings sort of. But with Kizuna, I'm like, what is this? How did you manage this? So yeah,
I still think Amalia is cuter.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
also
like
think
she's-
she does a little bit more with that skill, to be honest. Her masturbation sequence is a lot more, let's say, sexualized.
Yeah. That's fair.
It's a little less gimmicky. So I think there's a little more payoff going on there.
Alrighty. The next question is, what is your dream collab? I assume that it's just asking that. These next two were asked by Mystic Knight today when we realized that, like, oh wow, we don't have a lot of questions.
Are you sure? Because this has been going for 90 minutes.
91 now. It was ultimately, like, besides those questions that I answered at the beginning that just had one answer, there weren't that many actual questions. This next one is, what is your dream collab?
I actually I didn't see this question, so
these next two were added at the somewhat last minute. I feel like Cog on dialogue with a bagel or mouse model would be something I'd like a lot.
That sounds good.
Something eventually.
Yeah. Underscore and Opal would be really interesting. Just because, like, you know, they are the marker wizards.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see Spinanon and, like, maybe Pat collab on a Xenoblade X character, just because I know that Spinanon can write sci-fi characters. He'll never do it, but I'd love to see him write Elma.
Oh yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X, my favorite game.
I'd love
what is
to
it
see
about
it.
again?
The world was destroyed in an intergalactic war. Humanity. I'm not going into this again. I'm not gonna.
Right. Well, I guess the game's over.
It's
No,
fun. You should play it.
It really is great, but this isn't the Xenoblade X podcast. I went on.
What's it for again?
Wii U.
Oh, see, I never bought that add-on for the Wii, so.
God damn it. Oh, damn it, I was supposed to let the guest answer first.
Well, yeah, I did. Well, if we're talking Xenoblade, I'd like to see, like, a collab with the people who have actually played the game to make Elma, because Elma's great.
I've got the model.
Yeah, I saw it.
I've been asking Pharaohs and Pat if they want in, and I've been trying to tempt you and Cog into getting in on it too. Just a mass collab.
Oh, and our mass collab for Akiza from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. It has
Eventually.
to happen. She's
Eventually.
great.
Yeah, Bagel's got a really good looking model.
Yeah, exactly.
When Elma has to forfeit, does she say "tickle me"?
No. Although if we did do a forfeit gimmick for Elma, I'd have an exact idea on what I want it to be.
Okay.
She sits down and uses her hands.
I mean, nowadays that's considered a gimmick, right?
Yeah, I mean, but she also has the ability to clone herself, so.
Oh.
She would technically be using her hands.
So it's like Elizabeth then.
Yeah, but she can use multiple. She can make up to 3, I think. Anyway. Cog, why don't you answer?
I don't really have like anything specifically envisioned. I think I'd like to see like a big something that's just a combination of the best of the best, like Mouser Bagel on art, or like Spinanon or Namasp on dialogue, and see what sticks.
But who would this collab make? That's the $1 million question.
Adrian from that's the guy's name in Cat Noir Art, right? That's his name?
Right.
Adrian.
Miraculous.
Yeah.
I think Napsu's working on
Well,
actually.
Oh, well. That'll be
it's male
interesting.
character, so I'm outie.
Well, then just get the mask for dialogue, it's fine.
Has Namas made a male character? I feel like 9S doesn't count.
He totally, I guess if you're robophobic.
He's
He
male,
insists he's not
but
a
if he's
robot.
manly, it's different. It's a
I
different
insist
question.
he's not a man.
9S is the best Nier Automata character, and NMASP is Chad for making him before 2B.
No, you're wrong. A2 is the best character.
He's a fucking troll, is what he is.
I have no opinion because I've never played that game.
Do it. It's like 50% off right now.
And 9S is awesome. I want a 9S epilogue where it's just that scene at the end of ending D.
Okay.
And ending Get the D.
Sure. Okay, that too.
Yeah, Nier Automata is $30 on Steam right now. Get it if you can run it. It's great.
Or if
Anyway.
you can't, like me, I got it and can't run it.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a new PC so I could run it, and I barely managed it. So yeah, but
What
still,
about you? Alright, SPNati, so what's your dream collab?
I don't really have a good answer for this. I don't really think of characters in terms of like who makes them. I feel like if you have talent, you can sort of stretch yourself in a lot of different directions and not necessarily have a creative type. So I think any collab of people could really work. I mean, I'm not really the type to collab in the first place.
I'm surprised you didn't say Mike and Halo on what's her name from Vandred.
Gasconia?
No, yeah, sure, but I was thinking the redhead.
Data?
Yeah.
Whatever works. That's sort of the two girls I just listed are sort of their separate projects, so it's a totally different thing. I don't think there's any need to work together. I'd like to see what both their tastes provide there.
Alrighty. And then the last question for tonight is...
I think it's worth noting that solo projects tend to get done a lot faster. Almost paradoxically.
I don't know about that. It depends. If you have somebody working on art and somebody working on dialogue, you can have those two things work. I mean, if I hadn't collabed with Cog, Mahiru would have happened never.
I mean, yeah, if I didn't collab with BB on Pyrrha, she would have happened never as well. I mean, she fell off the tables because nothing happened to her, but still, at least she made it on.
Larshell probably wouldn't have happened if
But I mean,
didn't come on either.
Pyra falling off of tables is falling off of things in general is canon, right?
Not too much. You're digging too deep for that one.
Okay, fair enough.
No, it's not.
She got shot, but I thought she fell off that tower.
She got
I
Bon
don't
Jovi.
know. It's been a while.
Jesus Christ, she got shot?
Anyway.
Spoilers, by the way.
Let's get on to the last question, and it's...
But I was thinking, I haven't seen much of Ruby, but it seems like the type of universe where like the power level is that like a fall wouldn't kill anybody.
Yeah, you're right. Like I've only seen the first 3 seasons, but yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway.
Hello? Okay. The last question is, who's your ultimate forbidden waifu, and why haven't you made them yet? You guys first.
Well, like mine are mostly because they're just not interesting. It's like
because you've got shit taste.
Hey, you gotta sell it, man. You gotta sell how interesting they are.
Yeah, but like they're not. Like
Damn.
It's like I did this whole thing about Sakura from Fate Stay Night. Like she's my favorite anime character, but she's just so boring. Like there's nothing interesting about her.
Would you do that about your wife in real life? Go to a dinner party. He's like, this is my wife. She's kind of boring, honestly.
Why
I won't ever have a wife in real life, so it's fine.
Why is she your favorite character? She's so boring. Surely she must have something that makes you like her.
I don't know. She's one of the first characters I ever really cared about. That's the thing. Like, it's not because she's very interesting, but because of all the shit that happens to her.
Okay.
That goes for like my second character. Like my second character, she's from Makamega Kill. She's called Leone, but she's literally just a Yan copy from Ruby. She's literally just the same character basically. Like even like the manga didn't start coming out until Ruby existed, so I'm pretty sure it's just a direct copy. So there wouldn't be any reason to make her. But I'd like her a lot, and that goes for everyone. So yeah, I just have shit taste. I've accepted it.
It's okay.
It's all right. Female Corrin's cute.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna help.
that's
I'm gonna
not
help
shit
fix your taste slowly or little by little by getting you into Xenoblade X.
I mean, I'm gonna play Xenoblade 2, and I'm gonna like it. I'm just warning you.
No.
There's only so much you can do.
Cog.
Just DM him every day, just saying, I'm playing Xenoblade 2, and I'm really feeling it.
All right, Cog. Can you save me?
So there's a few personal characters I would have liked to make, but there just really isn't enough source material for them. Like, I considered making a couple other characters before I start on Mia. Like, I was going to make Sasha Buckler from Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, or I was going to make a rhythm-having character, but there is just pretty much nothing for them. And even in the case of Setsuna, there really isn't much compared to the other characters of Fire Emblem Fates. So there's... And really the only reason I'm going for it is because she's my #1 favorite girl of all time.
I can respect that.
Yeah,
I know
that's
what
very,
that's
very
like.
valid.
All right, Spinel. Why don't you hit us with yours?
I have one waifu, and I made her already.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected you to say.
And then I made her friend. And then I wrote for Revi just so I could curse people out.
Just get
Then I
all
made
the anger
Ryuko,
out.
so then I made Ryuko so I can say I actually contributed to this game in a meaningful way with a character people know.
I mean, hey, man. Maya's up there. She's probably objectively the best character.
People know Revi, right? Like, I think Black Lagoon was pretty popular, or is. Anyway.
She's not like completely obscure, certainly not on the level of Vandred, but the comparison I always draw is that when I came to this game, like, I knew who Ryuko was. I didn't know who Revi was.
Fair.
Yeah, same.
I knew both of them, but yeah.
Revi has like a modicum of star power, but it's not crazy.
Not anymore, at least. Like, Kill la Kill was a while ago. But it's still just as good.
Oh, it still has tons of star power. I mean, that game is coming out.
There's a game coming out?
Kill la
Yes.
Kill fighting game, yeah. Isn't it by
Hey,
Arxis?
do you think they'll have Sawano do the music for that?
Wait, this by Arxis? Wow. That's great.
I think so.
If they've got Sawano and music, I'm gonna get that game. Doesn't
I
matter.
mean, yeah.
Doesn't matter how good it is. I'll get that game. Anyway, my answer is I've got so many characters that I'd love to see in this game, but I'm just one guy, and I'm not going to write all of them. And some of the characters that I really want to see are being written by somebody else, like Yuri from Doki Doki Literature Club. If there's one character that I'd really like, it's probably Undyne from Undertale, just because I fucking love that character a lot. And Undertale deserved better representation in SPNati. As to why I'm not making her, I feel like her personality would be very similar to Kamina, and I try not to write characters that are similar to characters I've already written. So that's that. I guess
Take the challenge for yourself. Pick out a Marinette and Ochako and try to tell which one is which.
that's also why I'm not writing Applejack, despite her being my favorite MLP character. Is I'm writing Sandy, and they're similar.
You don't want the full pony table?
No, let somebody else do it.
I mean, I'm down for the full pony table. It's been a while since I followed the show, but hey.
Same.
Verity's good, Pinkie Pie's good. Twilight, it's been a long time since I last played her, but She was pretty good, so I'm down.
She's still good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think if you're one of those people that are like, ugh, ponies, you would play this game and you'd think like, oh, this is going to be as cursed as Metaton, and it's not. Like they're all fine.
Yeah.
They're not like weird.
No, they're great.
Yeah. And I'd love to see. So basically, I'd love to see somebody else's take on a character that's similar to a character I've written. So that's my answer to that. And that's all the questions we have.
Oh,
Anybody else want to say anything?
Not specifically.
I've got nothing.
Look forward to Ryuko. I'll keep working hard at her whenever I can. Can't promise that she'll be ready by next podcast, but maybe the podcast after that.
Hopefully, Kamina will be ready by the end of the month, and I hope that you all enjoy him. All right, well,
Coco.
and with that, I'd like to thank you guys for listening. SPNati, thanks for being my co-host as always.
Yeah, no problem.
Cog, Chase, thanks for being on this episode.
Yeah, thanks
No
for
problem.
having us.
Yeah, definitely.
Chase, you should probably go to sleep after this. It's like, what,
Yeah,
4 where
I
you are?
assume. it's a quarter. Yeah, it's what is it? 3:47.
Aye.
Late,
Nice.
but it's fine.
Alright.
That's metal, man.
So,
Also, by the way, at the beginning of this podcast, I posted Ryuko's tits just so I could stare at him the whole time.
Is that why you did that?
Yeah,
All right.
just
That's
some nice underboob.
Respectable.
I'm excited for her.
So am
Yeah,
I.
me too.
Let's hope I don't fuck it up. I've gone 3 for 3 so far.
Yeah.
I have faith in you.
Thank you.
More faith in you than in myself. So hey, that's something.
Satsuki went.
Believe in the you that believes in the SPNati.
Gotta have Satsuki so we can have the ultimate question: Ryuko's tits or Satsuki's ass?
You
Now back
posted.
to this back maybe soon.
Porque
That's the
Okay,
Ray
no,
or
los
Asuka of
dos.
this generation.
I mean, my answer is just as easy, so I don't care.
All right.
So, okay, well, see you guys on the next episode. Bye-bye.